ever had someone tell you that you're not good enough? Maybe they said that you're too short, not talented enough, or that you'll never make it as a goalkeeper. And yeah, it stings, right? Because no matter how much work you put in, there's always someone doubting you. And most goalkeepers take this personally. Some sit around, complain, and let self-doubt creep in. Others get to work. And if you're watching this video, I already know that you're the type that wants to prove them wrong. So today I'm gonna help you do exactly that. Alright, so what's the first thing most goalkeepers do when someone doubts them? They start talking. They either say things like, "You'll see, and I'll prove you wrong," or they start complaining, saying things like, "I just need a chance," or even worse, "I'm much better than he or she is. Why am I not playing?" But here's the harsh truth. Words don't change opinions, performances do. So if someone doubts you, don't argue, don't waste your breath trying to convince them, because people don't listen to words, they believe what they see. Have you ever seen a coach suddenly change their opinion just because a goalkeeper talked a big game? No. But have you seen a coach start noticing a player because they show up, train harder than anyone else, and deliver when it matters? Exactly right. So instead of telling people what you can do, show them. Be that goalkeeper who's training while other goalkeepers are talking, and make progress while they're making excuses. And when they finally notice, it'll already be too late. You shouldn't need to tell anyone that you deserve respect. You make them respect you. And the best way to do that is this. Let's move into step number 2. Okay, so the best way to silence doubters is to be undeniable. Here's what I mean. Some coaches, teammates, and even parents might doubt you right now, but they can't ignore you forever if you make it impossible for them to overlook you. You see, most goalkeepers train hard when they're motivated, but if you're really serious about proving people wrong, you train when no one's watching. That means you get to practice earlier, you stay after practice working on footwork, handling, and fitness on your own. And no, this doesn't mean burning yourself out by training for hours every day. It means being intentional, working on what actually improves your game. And trust me, at first, no one will care, no one will even notice. They'll probably keep doubting you, keep overlooking you, but the only way they're right is if you give up. Because when you're outworking everyone, improving faster than everyone, and showing up to games sharp and ready, and at that point, the doubts won't even matter anymore. But working hard isn't enough if you're not working on the right things. If you're super serious about improving faster than ever before, then check out my ultimate self-training program. It's trusted by almost 1,000 goalkeepers and packed with all the drills and tools you need to reach your goals and dreams in the quickest and easiest way possible. So go ahead, check it out. I've left a link in the description. Now let's move into step number 3. And let's be real, hard work is great, it's fantastic, but hard work alone isn't enough. Because if you're putting in the hours of extra training but still making the same mistakes over and over again, I mean, what's the point, right? So if you really want to prove them doubters wrong, you have to fix the exact things they doubt you for. If, for example, they say that you're too short, you train your jumping ability and reflexes so you can jump higher and react faster than taller goalkeepers. Or in my case, when everyone said that I was bad with my feet, I had to work on my distribution every single day, and guess what? Today my kicking and passing is probably one of my best attributes. My point is, you can't just work hard, you have to work on the right things, because as goalkeepers it's so easy to avoid our weaknesses and just stick to the things that we're already good at, because fixing weak spots is uncomfortable, it's frustrating, it makes you feel like a beginner again. But guess what? That's the only way we can grow. We have to attack our weak spots until they become our strengths. And when that happens, you're not only proving them wrong, but you're proving yourself right. But there's still one more thing that could be holding you back. Even if you're putting in the work, even if you're fixing your weaknesses, if you don't get this next part right, none of it will matter. Let's move into step number 4. And trust me when I say, doubt isn't just going to come from other people, it's going to come from you too. And every goalkeeper has those moments. Games aren't going your way, the mistakes are starting to pile up, and suddenly that little voice creeps in. Maybe they were right about me, maybe I am not good enough. And if you let that little voice in your head control you, you've already lost. Because here's the truth, even the best goalkeepers in the world have been doubted. Keylor Navas was told that he'd never be good enough because of his height. Martinez spent years on the bench at Arsenal being overlooked before becoming Argentina's #1 and one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And even Neuer, my favorite goalkeeper of all time, had coaches who didn't believe in him because he was so offensive and made too many mistakes in the beginning. But today we know the impact he has had. But what is it that separates these goalkeepers from everyone else? They didn't let other people's opinion become their reality. They kept showing up. They backed themselves when no one else did. And eventually, their performances proved them right. And listen to this. The moment you stop playing for people's approval and you start playing for yourself, that's when everything changes. Because confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about believing in yourself even when no one else does. But here's the thing. None of this matters if you're still waiting for someone else to believe in you. Because at the end of the day, there's only one opinion that truly matters. Let's move into step number 5. You can spend your entire career trying to prove people wrong, or you can stop caring about what they think and start proving yourself right. Because when you stop seeking approval, once you stop waiting for people to believe in you, that's when you start playing with confidence, and those same people who doubted you, they'll be the ones clapping for you. So let people doubt you, let them overlook you, just make sure that when they finally open their eyes, you've already made it impossible to ignore you. Either way, you win.